It's not an easy one. It's not easy today. It wasn't easy yesterday, and I'm sure tomorrow is not going to be easy as well. As a matter of fact, my uncle who joined me here today, he and I had this same discussion while driving to Jackson today, and it was about my father. As a 19-year-old individual who's over in Iraq, defending this country, and there I am in a communication van that I'm manning for my time to be working there, and I get this phone call on a Wednesday to say, Specialist Barnett, we're sorry that your father is passed away, and I'm answering the phone, and I'm saying, this just can't be, and they gave me his name and said, are you talking about Willie Barnett? Yes, sir. Are you sure it's not Willie B. Barnett? Because my grandfather's name was Willie, my great-grandfather's name was Willie, my dad's name was Willie, and so I just had to ask him, I said, what age of an individual are we talking about, to make sure that it was indeed my father. And when they told me that, it just really devastated me. And I managed to call home and ask Mom what happened, and she told me my father was murdered. And to fly home, and being the oldest, and bury my father, and leave my mother and two brothers and a sister there to go back to finish what I had promised my dad that I would always do, and that's to finish my obligations. It was terrible. And to find out later on that the individual that had murdered my father did hardly any time in prison. I mean, in jail. It really bothered me. So much so that I was requested to be on jury duty, and most of us have been there. And the judge asked, who cannot serve on jury duty, and raise your hand. And I raised my hand, and they will sit over here. And after a while, they asked me why not, and I'm still so bitter because of what happened to my father, and nothing happened to this individual. I just told the judge how I felt. I said, Judge, I'm just going to be honest. It doesn't matter if they stole a pack of 25-cent chewing gum. I think that they should spend the rest of their lives in prison. Regardless of what they did, I think that they should spend the rest of their lives in prison. And it never got any better for me until I just had that sit down one day alone by myself. And it's like the good Lord told me. He said, Juan, if you expect to move from this place to this place, then you have to learn how to forgive. And when I started listening to what he had asked me to do, I could see myself moving from this place to this place. And as I began to move from this place to this place, I thought about all of those people whose lives I would have affected had I have served on a jury. How many people would I have sent to prison forever for a 25-cent pack of chewing gum? How many of those people's families would I have affected by not changing how I felt? I'm not saying that everyone is innocent. We know that. There are some that should be incarcerated for the rest of their lives. But there are also those individuals who I think need a second chance in life. And when I began to realize that the same individual that asks me to forgive is that same individual that wakes me up every morning and gives me a second chance on life, regardless of how I laid down the night before, good or bad, he still gives me that opportunity. And I just felt like it was him telling me then that in order for me to move from this place to this place, and this place that he was talking about was a place that I had no idea, but he landed me at or in the Senate in the state of Mississippi to serve on corrections and to now be the chairman of corrections. But I think it was important for everyone to hear my story because there are other individuals out there as well. that know that people can, and we often do make mistakes, but there also should be some forgiveness, and letting those individuals know that we believe in you,